Hey, I'm Mitchell Davis, a Laravel developer.
Hi, I'm Gavin Tye, sales and marketing. Welcome
Hi.
to our B2B SaaS journey.
Very good.
What are we
We're
doing, Mitch?
building
What is this podcast about?
we're building SixSides.co. It's an events platform and helps you build a stronger community through events. This is our B2B SaaS journey, and today we've got a special guest. We've got in the live stream rather. We've got Michael. He won't be joining us on the show, but we've got our first live viewer, and I'm very curious how this came about because I haven't sent anybody the link. So I'm wondering if this was you.
Well, good powers of deduction, mate. What else is it going to be?
I'm a genius. There
Yeah,
you
yeah.
go.
Like you can't put one past you.
Hmm.
No, me and Michael connected on LinkedIn this morning. Actually, we're just chatting backwards and forwards. And he was talking about Apollo and how feels a great sense of power because he has
Yeah.
access to these people he couldn't get to before. And I just invited him along if he wasn't doing anything. So, g'day,
Yeah.
Michael.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, you've converted him because when I was talking with him about this, I think I mentioned last week, it was a bit of like dark magic or something. It felt a bit sus. So that's good. It's very powerful, Apollo. Awesome. Mate, well, what do we want to get into today?
Reviews, right? We've got a few more reviews from last week.
We do.
I don't think you've reviewed us yet, Michael. So hopefully at the end of today, you might review us. But yeah, we've got a few. Do you want to read them out? You've got a good one from Justin Jackson from Transistor.
I did, yeah. So I got to apologize, Justin, because you commented this back in March when we first kicked off the show. But because of the way that the Apple Podcast works in the app, it only shows us reviews from where you're viewing it from, so from Australia for us. So I hadn't even seen that you'd done this. So I want to say thank you. He said, I remember hearing people talk about the event app online during Laracon Australia. This should be fun, and that he was excited to follow our journey. So thank you, Justin. We appreciate it. And then, yeah, we have a bunch more ratings and reviews from here in Australia, which is awesome. So we've got one from, here it is, from Mel 85. What a ride. Thanks for opening up and sharing your journey. This podcast is raw, inspiring, funny, and encouraging. Being a founder can be lonely. Hearing the highs and lows of your experience is helping me to stay strong and remember why we took the leap to do our own thing. Wishing you both success in your endeavors. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Mel. It's excellent.
Thanks, hun.
And then we do have a bunch more. So there's one I'll call out from Roman at Reckitt, who said, great to hear real stories as they happen and that we're building in public and that he's loving it. I have a bunch from some of my friends here as well. I've got Jake, Dylan, and I don't actually know who this is, Cheese and Beans. So whoever they are, thank you very much. We appreciate it. So if you're out there and you're listening to this, we'd love if you'd leave us a review and a rating. If you're not in Australia and you're going to leave a review, maybe shoot one of us a message on some way. You'll find some way to reach us. So that way we know to go check what you've said. All right. So thank you very much.
All right. So, Mitch, if people want to ask us a question or get in contact with us just at the beginning of the show, how can they do that?
Yep. So we have an email, which got its first use this week, which is great. So the email is journey@sixsides.co. There'll be a link in the show notes. And we got an email from someone named Gavin Tye. It's great guy. I've seen him before. He sent us an email about AI agents, which we might be able to get into today. Yeah. So if again, if you're out there and you want us to talk about anything, shoot us an email. That might be a good way to get in front of us.
Cool. Awesome. All right. So where do you want to begin, mate? How was your week last week? How about we do that week in review?
Yeah, sure. Well, this last week has been awesome because we got the marketing website up. So if you head to SixSides.co now, it used to just be kind of a like coming soon and had like a little bit of information about the Laracon Australia app that we did last year. But now if you go to it, it's got a lot more information. Spent a bunch of time over the last week on it. I think on last episode. Yeah, that's right. Last episode, I was talking about how we were building it out with Reloom, which is this AI tool to help you generate like wireframes and mock-ups, and that went really well. So you had given me a bunch of wireframes of how the site should look in your opinion, and some ideas on the content that we would want to have on there, and using Reloom and then using Cursor, and then myself doing a pass over all of it. Yeah, we now have at least the first page of a marketing website, but it's something that we can at least be a bit more confident in when doing marketing outreach and things like that. That, okay, this site does actually sell us now. So yeah, so I'm really happy with that. It took a lot of work to get it there. It was multiple days even using the AI tools, because there's lots of little like details that need to get straightened out and make sure that it's all working or looking the way that I think it should, to represent us really well. But I'm really happy with it. So yeah,
Couldn't
so
just use Squarespace, mate.
well, that's true. We could have. That's the thing. Like, and no shitting on people that do. Like, there are plenty of good sites out there that are like that, but that's not what I want to do.
It's like a chef using like frozen meals, right? Like, no,
Yeah.
not a chance. Yep.
Yes, exactly. So
Okay.
no shade if you are using a Wix or a Squarespace or whatever, that's fine. But yeah, that wasn't for us.
It's
So
our
that was me.
commoners, our civilians have no choice, mate, because there's no way I could do what you do. So,
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. You've been showing me some crazy stuff that you were doing off that idea you had last week.
lovable. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So maybe you can talk about that at some point. But yeah, you are able to get in and build out some things for yourself. It's pretty cool.
Yep. Okay. Cool. Well, my week in review, I started doing lead gen, right? So at the moment, I'm doing cold email, just going out to a small subset of a type of businesses. But it's a funny thing, like it, and it's not doing too much, right? Because we've got to ramp up. We don't want to ruin our domain, all that kind of stuff. So I'm just looking, like, really, I've only sent out 25 emails. It takes a bit of time, but no one's opened them. So it makes me think that maybe something is happening. It hasn't actually, it's not landing in their inbox. We're going to spam.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens over a period of time, right?
Well, I know that on that, like, you had asked me, hey, can you check out our
DKIM and DMARC stuff.
yeah, SPF and or whatever it is. Yeah, the DKIM and DMARC and all of those things that you have to have in place for sending emails. And I did. It took a little bit of time because it's a bit confusing, to be honest with you, what you have to do, and you don't want to get it wrong. But all of the tools that I then tested with, where it's like, hey, send us an email and we'll tell you if all your stuff's aligned properly. All of those said that it was fine. So is HubSpot still saying that it's not?
It's not HubSpot, it's Apollo. So that's
okay.
saying that there is. I'm just having a look at it now.
It's saying that it's got a problem?
Let me run it. It's still saying there's a problem. I'll just refresh it. Yeah, it's still saying the DMARC is not right. So that's probably what's going on.
Okay.
Needs a bit of a look. Yeah.
I'm glad you've only tried to 25 then.
Oh, well, I just wouldn't do that. We don't need 1,000.
Yeah.
So, so I would say something like that's happening, but we can talk about it later on how to maybe fix it. So,
yeah, sure. Okay. Something for us to look at.
But a funny thing happens when you do put effort out. Certain things come. It's always happened to me, and it feels a little bit whatever the word is. But as soon as you put effort out and you do stuff, things come in. So we had a really interesting. I got invited to do something. Like, I don't even know why I'm bringing it up because I can't give too much information away. But it's a really good opportunity that we think could actually help send us on our way in a really innovative way. So, so I don't think that would have come in without doing this kind of outreach anyway. So we'd love to, we'll keep people updated in the next few weeks on that, if that pans out. But we can't talk about it yet because it's too fragile, to say the least.
Yeah. It's just exciting that there's things happening, so we'll reveal more as we can, and where it makes sense. Yeah, cool. What else have we had happen? We had a meeting with our WA client, and that went really well. We showed them what we're thinking for the SixSides app. So not building individual apps for different events, and similar feedback to what Michael gave me when I showed him last week our ideas, and the feedback was great. It was, this looks awesome. They had seemingly no issues with it being a SixSides app, and then people go download that and then punch in a ticket code, and now they're into this particular event. So seems like that's a good run rate, right?
Yeah, absolutely. 2 for 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's do this episode is sponsored by Laracon Australia this year, since Michael's listening. So it's on and Brisbane in November 13th to 14th. We'll put the link to the conference in November. Mitch, you attended last year. What could someone expect if they were to come along to the conference?
They're going to have a really great time, for one. It's a really good bunch of people. Michael puts on a great conference. He selects great talks. You'll hear a lot of interesting stuff about Laravel, about technology in general, and you will get to use the new SixSides app. So you'll get to actually see for yourself what the heck we're talking about if you go attend Laracon. And if you do, I'd love to meet you, because I'll definitely be there. So very excited.
So is it for people who are thinking about getting into Laravel, or people who use it, the PHP framework? Did I say that right?
You did. Absolutely. Yeah.
Hey.
So Laravel is a PHP framework. Yes.
Is it for people thinking about getting into development, or is it for people who are established? What's the...
It's both for everyone. So all different skill levels or familiarity levels, I guess. Absolutely, it's for everyone. So there'll be different talks that target different levels of skill within Laravel. But again, there's talks that kind of cover, you don't have to be a developer, a Laravel developer. I mean, obviously it's probably beneficial, but there'll be talks there that cover a wide range of technologies. Last year, there were talks on design, which is great. Yep. There'll be potentially business talks. Potentially, there'll be...
Yep. Is there any sales strategy talk there about people thinking about taking a product to market? I don't know.
There might be. I don't know.
I don't know. Is there? There might be.
There could be. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Michael's
sense,
talking
right?
it here.
It definitely makes sense.
Yeah, that's right. So Michael's right. Not just developers. And he said here in the chat, try to cover the gamut for people writing, but also using it. He's said accessibility, for example. Yep, that's right. So there were some great talks over the last few years about accessibility and designing your applications, your websites for people that might need to use screen readers, or that are blind, like it is an example, or color blindness, things like that. So yeah, it's very inclusive, really great environment. Awesome people, and Michael really does do a great job. So thank you, Michael, for sponsoring this episode.
Yeah,
cool.
Awesome. Okay, all right. So there's a few things on this list today, Mitch. Where do we want to? Give us an update on the. I'm been looking forward to this all week. Give us an update on the .com.
Yeah, you already know.
Pear-shaped.
Yes. So, my God. So, if you're following along, we have engaged with GoDaddy. They have this broker service where they kind of reach out to the current owner, right? And so I got a call from them on Saturday, I think. And the guy said, first thing, he introduced himself and da-da-da. And then he's like, so... Did the current owner put this site up anywhere for sale, or did you have a price? And I was like, well, it was on Namecheap, which is what we used before to try and buy this, and we got the refund back. It was up there for $3,000 USD, and he said, right, okay. Do you have any like evidence of that or anything? And I was like, no, nothing beyond the receipt that we were able to try and purchase it at that price. He said, yeah, okay, because he's come back and said he wants 25 grand.
US.
Yeah,
Yeah.
US.
You know what? He's probably got inquiries from that and then this now, and he's like, "Oh, there's a market for it."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, so that is definitely beyond our budget for now. So we're not interested at that rate, but the broker is still working on it. Their own tools seem to place it at like 3.5 grand or something like that. So the broker thinks that this is way overvalued,
Yep.
and this guy's just being sentimental about it. Apparently, he's had it for a very long time and thinks he's really got something there. And I mean, we do as well. We want the domain, right? But not for 25,000 US.
No.
That's nuts. So.
No.
Yeah, so that's kind of put things in a holding pattern for now. The broker is still working away at it. Like I mentioned last time, you get like this activity log of stuff that the broker is doing. So I can see if I pull it up now, has there been any changes? No. Okay, so in the last 4 days, the broker sent another purchase offer over, but yeah, it's not going to be 25 grand, that's for sure. So, look, for now, it's on hold. We'll just see what happens. We may want to, you and I have talked a little about maybe should we try and pivot to keeping the same name, SixSides, but maybe pivoting towards other TLDs, they're called, the like .co or .com or whatever, that type of thing. But for now, we're sticking with .co. So, and that's your kind of the main driver behind that.
I think there's just other things for us to worry about. I think for another letter, like people will come to the website, they'll bookmark it or they'll know it, and it'll be fine. I think we're okay. And then the reasoning for having just one app to upload or to update is we're just going to have one app now, so it's going to be easier for that. I think it'll be okay, mate. So
Yeah.
Yep. Sorry it didn't work out. I know it meant a lot to you, but I will buy you a letter M somewhere along the line and give it to you.
Get me one like one of those neon ones to put in the background there.
Oh, yeah.
Just the letter M.
Yeah.
Then when people come into my office, they'll be like, what the fuck are you doing? What's this M?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all right. Yeah. All right. What to next?
Okay, so we're in week 11, right? As we've gone on, we're trying to keep this streamlined. Where are we with software? What software are you using on your side of the fence? And has that changed a lot since week 1? And then I can share what I'm doing on my side, what I'm using, and what I'm planning to do. I think that's it. Because if without keeping control or being conscious of what we're doing, that can easily just go and grow, right? So where are you up to in what you're using?
Sure. So I'm using for development the services that I pay for PHP Storm, which is the editor of choice that I use. Have used that for many years now and love it. A recent addition has been Cursor, which is another editor that we've talked about over the last couple of weeks, but that's an AI-powered editor, which has been very helpful. So you can go back and listen to past episodes about that. What else am I using? That's largely it for development stuff. It's just those two, but it's then about like the other services that we're using to run this business. I'll put aside anything I'm doing for like Atlas or any of my other businesses. I'll just focus here on SixSides. So stuff that we're paying for is like email. We use Google Workspace for that, where we host all of our platforms on AWS, and we're looking. Probably can't talk about it this week, but maybe in the coming weeks can talk a bit more about infrastructure, because we are looking to make some changes there.
Absolutely brilliant. Yeah.
It's interesting for
Right.
some people,
It
mate.
is interesting for some people. Be interesting at
Imagine,
Laracon AU in November,
mm,
guys.
imagine if every time you brought up something salesy, I was like, "Yeah, boring. This
Ugh.
sucks."
Yeah.
Boo. Yeah. Imagine how you would feel.
Well, you do. Well, you don't say that, but you go, "Yeah, I'll do that," and then you don't. It's the same
Well,
thing.
sometimes. Um, anyway, so yeah, we are using AWS currently for everything that we do. So we're hosting databases and we use serverless functions, Lambda using Laravel Vapor for those in the know. And that's all going quite well, but it is expensive. All of the serverless choices is expensive. So we're just looking at some ways to try and reduce that down. But we'll talk about that in the coming
Sure.
weeks.
Yep.
Beyond that, accounting is in zero, which our
Yep.
free trial has actually run up. So now we've got to start paying for that.
Sure.
To
What
host
would
the
you say the software costs on your side would be?
um,
We don't keep track. We're not keeping track of that at the moment, are
no,
we? So,
no, I think we still got to go through and square up and figure out like, okay, what cost did we each incur before we started the bank account? Now have like a card that we can use to pay for stuff. We got to go through that. I mean, that's probably going to help tell us what we're actually spending
hey,
money on.
sorry. Hey, can you say hello to Mitch?
Hello.
Hi, I'm doing a podcast, buddy, and people are going to be listening to you. So I'm going to have to let you go. Okay, give me a kiss. Did you have fun?
Oh,
Yeah. Say hi, Mitch.
Mitch.
Say bye, Mitch.
Bye, Mitch.
Remember we had dinner with
bye.
Mitch and Nicole? Yep. All right. Sorry, mate. Hang on.
No worries.
I've got to go, bud. I'm in the podcast. Live stream podcast.
Yeah,
I
very
need to shut the
cute.
door. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, mate.
No worries. Well, eventually I'll get all of your family in as like guests on the podcast.
Yeah, yeah,
At some
yeah.
point, I'll have to get Nicole in as well. Maybe we can get our dogs. I can record them barking or something. We'll see.
Absolutely. Um, yeah. So
Yes, I don't know what that number is. I know our hosting costs like $500 a month at the moment, which is insane when we've only run one event on the platform. So that's why we're really looking at, okay, what other options have we got? But beyond that, I don't know. It's probably maybe $200 a month or something like that we're spending
Yep.
across everything else.
Sure.
Pretty lean at the moment.
Yep.
What about you?
So on my side, I use Apollo, which is a cold outreach platform, which is about maybe $30 a month. I actually don't know the cost. I can't remember.
Yep.
But then we're using Reloom to design the website
Yep.
and collaborate. And then, so we think we can split that cost across our businesses, right, to Atlas and also Sales Market Fit. Because once you design a marketing site, it doesn't really change that much for a while.
Yeah.
So we think we'll be able to share that cost across the businesses. The other one, I'm using Lovable. I'm trying to actually use AI and because I'm not from your world, I'm trying to become more involved in it. So I'm using that as a training tool.
Yeah. It's been really impressive, the stuff you sent me through, honestly.
Oh, mate, I'm having trouble connecting Open API's Whisper API to the platform, which is
Yeah, okay.
yeah, which is I
I'll
never
have to
thought
work
I'd ever
through
say
it.
that. Yep. So, and that's it. Like, that's basically, I try to keep it really lean. Like, we're using a free version of HubSpot, which we don't have a lot of opportunities at the moment. We're not really going out to people for that. So
Yeah.
it's, but that's really it. So,
Yeah.
sorry. He's just, he dropped, he
We got
opened the
some more
door and said
visitors.
goodbye. No, he just opened the door, say goodbye and shut the door again.
It's
That's it.
definitely going in the guest list for sure.
Oh, we use Riverside for this, and then we probably use Transistor as well.
Definitely use Transistor. Yeah, that's
Yep.
right. So we do use both. We looked at some other recording tools, but
Yep.
the editing story wasn't quite as good as Riverside. Like I can get this, we'll record for an hour. I can get it edited and posted ready to go in about 20 minutes now. So very
yeah.
quick.
Maybe we can do that once a month here. Is just list our costs, like what we're using, and if it changes, because it's going to change, it's going to increase, right?
Yeah, maybe we'll list it if it changes. once we kind of hit a steady state, I don't think it will change all that much.
Yeah.
But yeah, for sure, we can start
Well,
listing it.
I think we'd probably start bringing in services, right? Like we've used the Upwork to do some of our overview docs and all that kind of stuff. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's but I think we've got to keep it lean because we're not going for volume, right? We just want to cover our costs for now. We're in a learning phase as well,
yeah,
right? And
yeah.
it's
Well, I'm really excited, like genuinely, to share some more of what we're doing. But I don't have it ready yet. I've experimented with some different things. I showed you a little demo yesterday of something cool that we're doing that I think will really help cut costs. And Michael in the chat has said, get rid of the serverless nonsense. We just need a server. This kind of moves us a bit more in that direction. But we'll see. I will reveal more later if it pans out. Cool.
okay.
Well, Michael actually also called out way earlier before we got started recording that I'm rocking the old merch, which is true. So way early on, and this impressed me about working with you. You were like, mate, we got to get some shirts. We got to do something. You got us some jumpers as well, which was interesting because it was like midsummer when we got them. So I'm currently rocking the event kit logo and shirt, which I put together in November, maybe, I think, and you got the shirts in like January. And I still like them. I know it's not our brand anymore. I guess it never was, but yeah, it feels like a bit of a like insiders club thing for me, which I think is a bit funny. I think you said you threw your ones out.
I should, mate. I'm a hoarder of t-shirts. I've had to. I had to cull some t-shirts. I think I got rid of one. I've got a couple more. They're still there. I've still got the jumper because I wear the jumper.
Yeah.
But we do need to get some more shirts and some jumpers because I've got this big, hairy, audacious plan that I think I'm going to need a jumper for, which we'll find out on Monday.
Yeah.
Well, we'll start that process on Monday. So I will start ordering some more shirts. I won't go
Yeah.
crazy. I won't put the .co on there because if it goes,
No.
no, it'll be
Just say Google.
Yeah.
Google SixSides.
Yeah.
We don't know what our domain is yet, but yeah,
Yeah.
that's
No,
that's
it'll
true.
be like it would be .co. So yeah, we'll start
Yeah.
ordering some more shirts. I think once it's official, and then I'll just have a rack here, depending on what I'm doing and what
Yeah.
you're doing. You take your shirt off, well, not on
Yeah.
camera, but you just change your clothes,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I'm with that. That's what I do here before I have a meeting. Like if I come in and I'm just in a basic t-shirt or whatever and I want to look a little more presentable, I've got like some plain black t-shirts here that I'll just swap into before a call.
Yeah, yeah. Fair enough.
That's life.
Cool.
Cool. Well, we will get that sorted. It might be an interesting strategy for us to send merch to customers as like an appreciation, for them coming on board, especially while we're in this early part of our journey. I've heard about people doing that before. And I mean, Michael's here. Maybe we can send him something once we get some merch of our own sorted. And then same for the WA crew.
So I do that
something.
with Sales Market Fit when people become a client. Like I've got it's a water bottle, metal water bottle, but also a metal coffee cup or a wine glass, depending on the time of day. So I give them that as well. So it's a appreciation thing.
Yeah,
So
it's a nice little gift. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, we'll sort that out. So I'm gonna move that topic over here. So we've got two other things on the list here. I know you wanted to keep this one a little shorter today.
Yep.
So you sent via email, I talked about this earlier, to
There is
Journey.
another Gavin Tye in the world, just to let you know. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
When I had another job once, so when in my early life, when I was early 20s, I used to work for a carpet cleaning company. And they sent me to this guy's house called Gavin Tye, and I went there, and they thought I was putting in a hoax.
Yeah.
And I met him. He lives in Brisbane. He was then a prison guard, and then it was like, wow, you're Gavin Tye. So
Small
no
world.
relation, just is what it is. But so it could have been
when
from
I was
him.
a bit younger.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I went and searched on Facebook, and I found like 8 other Mitchell Davises, and I just added them all. I thought it would be a
Mhm.
bit of fun, and quite a few of them added me back. And then so now every now and then I'll just see like a random update from some other version of me out there in the world. It's a
Yeah,
bit of
right.
fun.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Um, okay, we'll have a
Anyway,
look at
do you want to
Jolly.
get into what?
Yep. Yeah, yeah,
Sorry.
absolutely. Oh, Michael just sent through. There's another company to look at for some merch, which looks pretty cool. We'll have a look at it. Yep.
Ah, okay. All right.
Yeah.
We'll
So
suss them out.
apparently, I haven't read this email, but apparently it was from a Gavin Tye talking about AI agents. So I thought, well, that's an interesting topic. So
Mm,
um,
mm.
I started investigating AI agents.
Can you
I think,
explain what that is?
yeah, I don't, to be honest, I'm still figuring that out, right? Um, I'm building an AI, well, I'm calling it an AI agent in a thing called SalesBuddy, but it's essentially I want it to be human assisted AI where it helps people be like learn and position their messaging better and help them with clients and all that stuff. But that's what I'm doing with SalesBuddy. But that's a conversation for another day. So what I wanted to investigate is how can we turn our productivity on? Well, you're increasing your productivity in development using Cursor.
Yeah.
I've been reluctant to use it in sales and marketing because I'm beyond ChatGPT when I train a GPT and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't. It's kind of missing the mark a little bit, though it's getting better. And so I've been thinking about, can we build a business with AI agents where it can be just us and we have a series of these things doing tasks for us to multiply our output?
Mm.
And I've kind of gone down rabbit holes a little bit and it's the wrong route. I'm getting stuck. I think I've got it. I haven't figured out the intent of it. I saw something this week where a person has created an org chart and an org
Okay.
chart of AI agents. And
Yeah.
then he's building that out. And I think that might be the way to go. So I'm investigating that at the moment. What I'm looking at is you don't need 10 AI agents, but what do we need help with in one thing, and then maybe just focus on that, and then building that out, then adding something else, and just refining, getting one thing working really well before we try to implement 3 or 4 things. So
What
yeah,
what sort of things are you thinking about being able to use an agent for to help us
so
with?
it's easier for me to talk to this in sales market fit because it's more established, right?
Sure.
So creating consistent consistent content that resonates across different channels is a real challenge. So what I was thinking of there is I got this white paper that talks about this philosophy of sales market fit, which is kind of like product market fit. And I was trying to build an AI agent to extract ideas out of the white paper to turn into content and do that. But I can do that now. Like I can do that within 10 minutes if I want to. And I started going down that path and it wasn't really working. And I was like, okay, what would be what am I not doing there? Because AI produces so much stuff, then it's just written form by itself. I just think there is I reckon there's probably 10 to 20x more content online now, but it's all AI driven and
Mm.
it's not really authentically driven. And
Yeah.
so I started thinking about Gary V's jab, 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 right hook, I think it was. And he uses one piece of pillar content and then he breaks it out into all these other bits of content. And so I started thinking about, well, maybe that AI agent could do one piece of content. Well, we do one piece of content, and then we break that down into a few different smaller pieces of content. But that I'm thinking the video would be the video piece of pillar content because that can't be replicated by AI, right? It's hard to be replicated, right?
Sure. Yep.
Break it down into smaller ones. Then maybe they break down into blog posts. Then maybe they break down into tweets. Maybe they break down
Mm.
into something. But if we could do one pillar piece of content and it breaks down into 10 or 20 others and can post it, because the posting's the hardest part, is the most time consuming part, and writing that's maybe that's a good place to start, right?
Okay. Right. Yeah. Okay. So this
So
is all specifically around content and marketing, and not like automating any other processes within our business, right? This is this is the first cab off the rank.
I think so. We've got to get our message out there. We're still I think we're onto our value prop. Like it feels like that we kind of know what our ideal client profile is and our ideal market segment. There's some stuff I've got to do on my side, but I think the agent there, let's not get too complicated. That's what I was trying to be. I was trying to be too complicated, I think, the other day, and I got stuck. So
Okay.
that's what I'm trying to think now. We have to amplify our message. At the moment, the majority of our time is taken in our own other businesses. So we've got to try to do something different, right? Yeah.
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 It's interesting because Michael Dorinda also co-hosts North Meets South Web Audio podcast. Michael, I think I've got that. I'll leave a link because he was talking about this with his co-host Jake, and I was just listening to it this morning about feeding a video into one of these AI tools, and then it being able to generate blog posts and other articles, things like that from a video. And I thought that was really interesting. And just so it turns out, I think this applies to a bit to what you're talking about. So
Yeah.
I'll leave a link to that, and maybe I can send that over to you. Or if there's, here we go. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Michael. So Michael's just sent through videotap.com. I'll put a link to that in the show notes too. So that might be a tool that could help us out here. It's a small world.
So what I did then is, because I was trying to use AI to do something instead of figuring, and then I thought, hang on a sec, go back up. What's the process I want to create? Then get AI to help achieve that, as opposed to using AI to create something, which is, I think it felt like it was the wrong way round, right? So that's where I'm kind of am at the moment, and I just think we need to be smart. We're moving into a world of AI. Anyone who's starting a business today, if they're not utilizing it to increase productivity and effectiveness and refine certain things, I don't think it'll do the final 20%. We want it to, I think we'd be silly, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. And you have really opened my eyes to what's possible. So props to you. I think your strategy is working of human assisted. Right? AI. And that's what you're calling it.
Yes, that's right. If anyone has any feedback or on how to do this, please send us a email on journey@SixSides, or you can reach out to us on Twitter. We've got a Twitter account, SixSides, and also, actually it's a different name, a SixSides app with events, I think.
SixSides events. It's in the show notes. I've already started including that.
We'd love to get some feedback on it as well.
Yeah. Something else I'd like feedback on is I changed it up for episode 10, and I think moving forward I changed up the intro music. We used to have this like sitar thing, and I was like, this is kind of cool, but it then just felt like a bit of a drop off from this super high energy, like 5 seconds, and then drop off into, hey, how's it going? So I've changed it up now. So hopefully you listen to that. Well, you will have heard it at the start of this episode. So let me know what you think. Yeah. What did you think, Gav?
It was good. Yeah, I listened to it a little bit the other day. It's feels kind of weird listening to your own thing, but it was good.
All right. I started doing that. I went back and listened to like some of our week 3 and 4, which is now like 2 months ago. And it's really interesting. Like, you were just recovering from the cyclone 2 months ago, and we were talking about the Strategic Advisory Council and all of that stuff. It's like, it's really cool to see how we continue to evolve. So I might try and do that. Maybe I'll stay I'll listen each week. I'll listen to whatever we were doing 2 months ago. Might be interesting.
Yeah.
Cool.
Someone's got to listen to it, mate.
That's it. Someone has to. Cool. Well, did you want to get into anything else?
No. What are you working on next week, mate?
So we are, I'm back to working on the mobile app now, which is awesome. Marketing site has been fun, but I mentioned to you yesterday, we spoke on the phone, and I just said, like, it's taking a lot of my time doing the marketing site, and it feels like a bit of a black hole that you can just like keep working away on this thing, and I can never be 100% happy with it, that it's fully covered everything that I wanted it to do.
Yep.
And finding like photos or updating content and just tweaking it, it's like it's a never ending story. So instead, I'm going to now pivot and work on the mobile app for the next week or so. Maybe then I'll tie in a little bit of the marketing website in between now and then. But yeah, largely just focus on the mobile app. And yeah, we keep that moving forward. I was reminded that we had made a promise, a commitment to our WA client that we would have a version of the mobile app ready for them in June. So, excuse me. So that's a large driver now to really make sure that everything is there. So yeah, you're right to call that out with me yesterday when we were speaking with them. So yeah, just got to make sure getting all that sorted. Beyond that, just waiting to hear on the .com. That's it.
Yeah. That's
Won't be holding my breath.
yeah, that's right. I think it's safe to say they were really impressed. I could see Holly, she said, you should see all the page of notes that I had of how we could use this to drive engagement and all this other stuff. Like, we're even thinking about, which might be something for you to consider, Michael, is like an artistic photo competition, like, and then have people vote on it so they can get marketing content for next year at no cost, right? Which is a question of, I wonder if we could, you could utilize the filtering and the editing skills on the photos in a Google or on our iPhone straight out of the app, right? Because you can put filters and stuff on it. So
Yeah,
might be
that's
a question.
true.
Yeah. So anyway,
Yeah.
mate, yeah, I'm working on for me next week is just refining this lead gen, figuring out, exploring this opportunity next week, which would be I'm really excited about for many different reasons.
Yeah.
But which could help us get our name out there and also support a very important cause here in Australia. Yeah, lots of fun things.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we can talk more on that later. All right, mate. Well, I guess we'll wrap it up there. So if you would like to, if you would be so kind as to leave us a rating and a review, we would love to read that out next week. Send us an email, journey@sixsides.co. Let us know what you think of the show. And Gavin, where can people find you?
On LinkedIn is the easiest place. Gavin Tye, Tye. Find me on LinkedIn. Or you can reply to journey@sixsides.co, and yeah, we get that email as well.
Yeah, awesome. And I'm Mitch Dav on basically everything. Links to everything in the show notes. Thank you, Michael, for being our first live viewer.
Hanging out the whole time. I thought you would have jumped off. I would have ages ago.
After 5 minutes. Yeah, these guys are idiots. They don't know what they're doing. But that's all right. Thank you for persevering, and we will catch you all next time.
Thanks, mate.